Hello. Let's talk about grants and scholarships. So this is one of the many things that causes confusion in this whole college financial planning space. So I want to just take a few minutes and let's just talk about what each of those are when you see them, how they're similar, how they're different. So, how are grants and scholarships the same? Basically, both grants and scholarships are what we call free money or gift aid. What they basically are is their endowment money. They're money that the college is giving you from their endowment fund, as long as it's an institutional grant. There are also grants that are federal and state. So that's different. And we're not talking about that today. But grants are free money. Okay. Scholarships are also free money. So you don't have to work for it. You don't have to pay it back. So that would be work study and loans or what I'm referencing. So when you are building a college list, you want to get the most grants and scholarships that you can to cut the cost of college because then less is coming out of your accounts, right? Your checking and savings accounts and your investments. Okay. Makes You're cutting the cost of college. So that's what's similar about grants and scholarships. They're both free money that you don't have to pay back. Okay. Now let's talk about some of the differences. So grants are typically need-based free money. So what that means is as a family, you have what's called financial need at a given school. So they're giving you a grant to meet that need. They're giving you that free money to meet your financial need. If you don't have a financial need, you wouldn't get what's called grants. Now let's talk on the flip side about scholarships. Scholarships are typically the free money that is awarded for what we call merit. So this is merit aid, which means your financial situation does not come into play here. Okay. Merit aid is given for grades, test scores, certain talents. It could be music, it could be athletics, it could be leadership or a volunteer scholarship. If a student was very active in a certain area of volunteering, it varies what the merit is and what it's given for. But the key thing to remember is typically scholarships are not based on any sort of financial need. So for some families that don't have financial need, they're going to want to concentrate on merit scholarships. So that's the difference between them. Typically, and you notice I keep using this word typically, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But typically, grants are need-based free money, and scholarships are merit-based free money. Okay, so when do you see these terms used? Um, People watching this probably have kids that are in middle school, kids that are freshmen, sophomore, juniors, seniors in high school, right? So when are you going to see these terms? The main time that you're going to see these is when you're getting your child is getting financial aid award letters. And that's when the college is saying, this is what we cost, and this is how we're going to cut your cost. And then here's the net that you're going to have to pay. So this all happens during your child's senior year in high school. When they finished applying, they start getting their acceptances. Yay. And then they get these financial aid award letters. So that's when it's going to be really important to understand the difference between grants and scholarships when you're reviewing these financial aid award letters. We're not going to get in the weeds on that today. I just want you to understand as you're going through this process, the difference between grants and scholarships. So now that I've explained all this, and now that you've got it straight, okay, Peg's telling me grants are need-based free money and scholarships are merit-based free money. And by the way, another really wonderful thing about merit aid is typically when it's awarded for 4 years because you have a child that has a certain talent or they did really well in high school with their GPA and their test scores, or maybe just their GPA, depending on how the college is awarding merit. So you can count on that merit for 4 years. Grants that are need-based aid, that is not the case, right? Every year, colleges are going to be reassessing your need as a family. You're going to submit financial aid forms again every year your child's in college. It's not a one and done when they're seniors and you're submitting these forms. Unfortunately, you got to do it every year. So if you win the lottery, which is would be great, right? You're going to lose need-based financial aid probably. If you get a big promotion, that could affect grants that are need-based. So just keep that in mind. Merit, typically, once it's awarded, you can count on it for all 4 years, but not with grants. Grants is a year by year assessment. If your income and your assets stay the same, your need-based aid could stay the same. It will stay closer to the same. I don't want to tell you that it will be the same every year for sure, but a lot of people's income changes, right? And usually if it goes up, that's a good thing. So just keep that in mind. That's another key difference between grants and scholarships. So now that I've explained all this to you and you understand grants versus scholarships, I need to tell you that sometimes colleges intermix them. And what I typically see is that they call need-based money scholarships sometimes, not typically, but sometimes. So it's very important when you do have a senior and you're looking at financial aid award letters that you really understand what the college is offering you. And don't be shy. If you're not sure, you got to really know, is this a merit award that my child is getting? Not based on need and probably good for 4 years? Or is this a need-based grant? And so just FYI, you don't want to automatically assume that it's need or it's merit. Okay. You just got to be careful. And where I mostly see it is scholarships. Sometimes they'll use the word scholarship when it's actually a need-based scholarship. Typically, I don't see grants for merit. I don't think I've ever seen that. But just when in doubt, always ask. That'll help clear up confusion and you won't make assumptions that down the road might really hurt you from an affordability standpoint. So grants and scholarships. Now you should have those all straight in your head. And as always, enjoy the journey.